Hello everyone, welcome back to another public service announcement for Kerbal Space Program. You remember how at the end of last episode we got like a bunch of science from our Mun landing and recovery and then decided to spend it on some science? Well, we get 6 science per experiment that we run on this, 6 that we run on that, 3.6 on that. So I've been driving around runway, spaceplane hangar, mission control, VAB, launch pad, Kerbal Space Center, which is actually a separate biome, tracking station, research development, the people building, and administration. The astronaut building, yeah. And I've also gone over to the grasslands real quick and the shores. Haven't actually gone into the water, but let's see how much science we got. We've got like 40 experiments or something. 215 science! From literally just driving around the space center and things and just... Dear lord. Astronaut complex, that's the word, there we go. Now we have 260 science, we can spend it on whatever the hell we please. I'm actually sort of tempted to start looking towards the docking ports, because docking ports are pretty useful. We could get ourselves a ground pylon and a ground base. Portable struts, so we could actually build a station and have it be strutted. Small inline container, accessible from the inside of a ship. Interesting. We could also go for the claw, the advanced grabbing unit. We could go for some more plane parts. Hell, we could even build a semi-space plane that's like, oh yeah, we can drag stuff up in a cargo bay. That'd be interesting. But we don't really have the engines yet to make it really have a lot of stuff. We're gonna go for the command capsules here, because it would be very useful to have the Mark 1-2 command pod. Service base also gonna be very useful in the long run. So yeah. We could go for protective shell as well. We've got 100 science sitting idle now. Could go for the winch, although don't really need the winch just yet. It's we don't really need to winch things at the moment. Just taking a look. Ooh, K4 standard explosives for getting rid of debris. Thanks to Kerbal inventory system. So what are we gonna do today? I think it might be a good idea to start going towards Minmus. Perhaps. I've got a feeling that if we overhaul our Mark III... Yeah, I did a couple of revisions on the Mark II lander for the moon. It's now the Mark III. And I'm sort of tempted to go towards Minmus this time around. Let's get rid of that staging for now. Let's get rid of you. We don't need that many batteries anymore. That's a bit pointless. Don't need the hoses anymore. We'll get rid of basically everything here, let's be honest. And instead of going for a like double loadout over there, actually just... I don't know, I'm starting to think we might as well just scrap the entire thing and start over again. We'll take the Mark 1-2 command pod because we want to bring some more people. And then we add the... I don't know, I kind of want to bring the lab to Minmus. We'll put a service bay, there we go. And now we can put things inside of there. So, if I remember where it is, there we go, science lab. I've got a lab in here that won't burn down. We can easily store our mystery goo in here as well. Could even bring multiple this time. Because it's all going to be inside, right? It's not going to matter. And yeah, right now it's transparent because we're pretty close. Now not, there it is again. There we go. We'll put the parachutes on the outside still, and I'm sort of tempted to go for these ones. We're also going to bring a couple drogues because, well, I have seen the light. I now know that drogue chutes are a must-have, pretty much. Right, and then we're going to put a heat shield on here. 2.5 meters. That should all be fine. Surface bay shouldn't burn down. These should all be protected by the fact that we have the command capsule over there. That's all good. That's not gonna work. I mean, do we need anything up top here? Not really. We could put a container on there or something. Could put the thermal control systems. That would help us vent a little, but I don't see why. Radiators? Nah. Now this is a tempting idea. Bring some voltaic panels that we can bolt on and bolt off again. So if we were to bring a container, for example, if we were to open the service bay and... Alright, we can't fit it in there, that's annoying. What if we brought a second service bay? I mean, it's actually just... never mind. We can probably put it in a seats inventory. Yes, we can. Alright, I'm gonna show you guys something cool when we get around to nailing that. Because we're gonna bring our A crew here, basically. They're gonna go to Minmus, say hi. Bob and Bill are gonna get their first levels, hopefully second level right away as well, because we're going to Minmus. I'll let them all plant a flag and everything in the meanwhile, but... yeah. Bill should be able to use Kerbal inventory system, so we'll drag an electric screwdriver over for him. And then we could put on these voltaic panels. Let's not go with the XL ones. Instead, we'll just take the small ones. And then we can literally just bolt them on the outside, which is pretty cool. This is more of a test than anything else. Just to see how it works, etc. We'll put them on below here. And we'll remove them when we start getting close to our re-entry. So that'll be a fun test. If that all goes well, we should be able to construct rovers on the actual moon instead of having to bring them in their entire form, which could get annoying. I've certainly had some trouble with that in the past. So we've got a couple of batteries there for electric charge, just to help us with the control of the rocket, or the missile rather. No, yeah, it's a rocket, damn it. Not a missile. Don't have the Mark B struts yet. I'm not sure if this works. Technically it does, so that's good enough. Although, I'm not actually... yeah, we're not going to put the landing legs on here directly. What we're going to do is we'll put a Rockomax brand decoupler over there. We'll do something like this. Which engine has the highest ISP in a vacuum? 350, 305. We might actually just go for the Poodle. It might not look that impressive, but don't underestimate the Poodle, guys. It's all gonna be great. Skipper has a lot of thrust, but it's not as efficient as the Poodle. And we're really just aiming for efficiency here rather than anything else. We've still got roughly over a third of its thrust in orbit, in vacuum anyway, so that'll be fine. This should hopefully be enough to get us to Minmus. We'll make this stage a little bigger so that we can actually get into orbit without having to resort to anything dramatic. Like, I don't want to cut it as close as we did last time. We'll probably go ahead and just smack that on there. There we go. Could get rid of these because we are gonna expand this stage quite a bit. We're gonna need the additional thrust. Staging, etc. is already... Well, at least the fuel lines are in place, the staging itself isn't. That's easy enough to fix. Struts. There we go. Just to make sure that it doesn't fall apart on us. That would be bad. Staging should be good. We've got all the engines firing on the lower stage. Everything's detaching. We've got those two are gonna go first. And those. Stage decouple, stage decouple. Yeah, it looks good. We'll call this the Mun Explorer Mark IV. Do you want to put anything on top? It would probably benefit us if we put a Communitron somewhere, so we'll just stick one on here. It doesn't have any physics enabled on it. Oh, I nearly forgot the science. Arguably very important. Gotta bring the science if you want to have some fun. Hatch is over here, so I figure we'll just throw these instruments on the outside here. It doesn't really matter that much. We're gonna recover all the data before we re-enter anyway. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and put you over there. There we go. You're a little bit too big to really have on the outside, in my opinion. These ones, perfectly fine. This would be a bit too much. But yeah, that's gonna get us a lot of science, especially for Minmus. We've got the lab in here. We should get this mobile processing lab in orbit at some point. But we'll look into that later when we have a couple more scientists. Let's save the rockets. I was about to say missile again. I'm gonna make it aerodynamic. We'll also put a nose cone adapter, I believe. That's a small nose cone. Pretty sure there was a nose cone adapter, but I could be wrong. I could very well be wrong. I think I'm pretty clearly wrong. Want to put a ladder on here? I mean, it's a ladder. It's not really gonna... I mean, we might as well do it. You want to always try and have it extended first, so you can actually see if you're gonna make it to land. It's pretty good for a... It's pretty good, I guess. Well, it'll do. Disable the shroud temporarily, so we can see that our legs are not long enough as they were. So there we go. That does it. Start retracted, and we'll make it aerodynamic. There we go. The Mun Explorer Mark IV. Let's quickly exit out to go to the astronaut complex, because why not? We'll have a quick look if there's anything anyone close that has a lot of courage. I mean, you're not bad, Derek. We're gonna hire Erdine. We'll start leveling our people up soon. We'll bring them into orbit, etc., so they get level 1, get a little spacewalk. But as it stands right now, I think it is about time to do a runway test of our new Minmus rocket, which is still called the Mun Explorer, for reasons. So let's do a few ground tests before we even consider taking off. I'm gonna get Bill outside. He has the stuff, that's good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna press 2, and then we have the outside of the ship. Then we can press H to attach it, and then left mouse, and there we go. Now if we're going to get rid of it, we want to detach and grab and just drag it over to inventory. There we go. We can also take our helmet off on planets that have oxygen. It's just a cosmetic thing, you won't actually die. You're not even able to do it on a planet that doesn't have any atmosphere, so there you go. That's a good thing to know. We need to retract the ladder. Don't think it has any physics enabled on it, but it's just a good idea anyway. We have SAS, we have our crew. Everyone's standing by, we have the science and everything. We did all the science over here, that's also always a good thing to make sure of. Want to make sure that the service bay works, etc. Yep, there we go. Atmosphere analysis. Laboratory and all the things. Yeah, I think we're about ready to launch. So, with all our testing done, let's make it happen. 3, 2, 1, ignition. Looking good. Looking very good. Going a little bit, I wouldn't say we're going fast, but we are accelerating rather quickly, so we'll slow down just a little bit. To 2/3, there we go. We can take a look inside. We can turn on the interior overlay to see them all sitting over there. Pretty cool, we'll definitely take a look at Minmus when we get there. Everything's nominal for now. We can do a quick crew report, but nothing new. Atmosphere analysis. We can't actually do another seismic test because we're in the air. Engines away. Initiate gravity turn. We're about at 10 kilometers altitude. There we go. Everything's going smoothly so far. Nothing to worry about. We can transmit some science from the space around Kerbin, so we can get some more science and money. Fly by Minmus, achieve orbit around Minmus and everything. Yep, it's going to be just fine, and nothing to worry about there. Turn a bit further. Apoapsis is not quite high yet. We are getting there. We have plenty of fuel left in the stage. Thrust up a little bit now that we've cleared the thickest part of the atmosphere. ISP isn't going to rise much further. Specific impulse isn't going to rise much further. Orbit's looking just fine. Turn a little bit further so we don't have to use as much of our fuel to circularize the orbit. Yeah, this is a really smooth launch thus far. I like it. Nearly at 60 kilometers altitude. Circularizing the burn is going pretty well. I'm not gonna lie, it's going remarkably smooth. We might actually have enough fuel to get to Minmus and back without any problems whatsoever. Staging go, there we go. Get rid of those extra tanks, we don't need them anymore. Throttle back down just a bit. Because we have reached our desired apoapsis. How is that for a thing? Get Bob to go EVA quickly. Actually, get Bob to go out again. I want him to get some orbit details. There we go, now we can transmit the science. Transmit, throw away, since we don't need that. Contract completed, got a little bit of money, some science. Once we've established a stable orbit, we'll get Bob to attach the solar panels, etc. We'll set Minmus as a target. Okay, so we want to intercept either over here or over there. It's probably going to take a while, because Minmus is very slow in its orbit. For now though, let's just focus on our actual task here, which is to circularize our orbit. Jebediah is holding prograde, which is very kind of him. We've got this entire third stage left to just circularize, which is great. It's going really well thus far. I'm not going to complain about that. Yeah, we'll probably be able to use part of this stage to actually get us to Minmus. Amazing enough. I'll just quickly try and aim the apoapsis a little bit higher so that we don't fall back to Kerbin. That would be a shame. Everything's going so well. There we go. Rename vessel, we are hijacking the mission. It's now the Minmus Explorer, whether they like it or not. Actually, I'm pretty sure they will like it because it looks like ice cream. First tank is empty. That just means we're going to accelerate even further. Even faster, I mean. We are about at our apoapsis now. And not anymore. We're about to start getting a periapsis. And there we go. Periapsis. It's at 41 kilometers right now, so just speed up time a little bit, not too far. Stable orbit has been achieved. I repeat, stable orbit has been achieved. Bill, get out there and get us some solar panels. Thankfully, we are doing this on the light side of Kerbin. Fly a little bit closer if you can. Note to self, do not forget to remove said solar panels before entering orbit of Kerbin. That would be very bad. That might be a bit subtly attached, but it's a skill we're trying to improve. Like I said, this is literally the first time ever that I'm using this mod. It's still learning as we go here. Quickly turn on his headlights. We can see what the hell we're doing. There we go, that's getting a lot better. It's almost like we're getting good at this. Thanks, Bill. You are amazing. Still got data logged from that. Actually, yeah, we will send Bill out as our scientist. You're gonna take the data. You're gonna log pressure data. And you're gonna take that data as well. Can't log seismic, log temperature. Nah, I mean we can. It's still for science that we can bring home, right? Take data, store experiments, open the service bay. Now because Bob here is a scientist, he could reset these goo canisters, although I'm not sure which level he needs for that. I know that he can remotely operate things, which is good. Store experiments. Yeah, we can not do that right now, that makes sense. Give him a slap with the doors. And get back inside. Good stuff! Very good stuff. We'll want to aim our intercept over here. We'll put a maneuver node there. That's a moon encounter. I think I get it. We are traveling so slow at our apoapsis that our... We can tweak it. Yeah, we can get an encounter here, sure. Oh no, wait, never mind. It is... Yeah, that's a lot more like what I expected it to be. Minmus is going to be here when we get over there. However, we should be able to right-click on this and click this button over here. Which basically means we are going to plan the maneuver further ahead. We're going to wait one orbital cycle and then try again. This will be able to tell us that in a couple of days we will be able to do our burn and everything. I mean, we probably have enough fuel to go from Minmus where it is right now, but this is the easiest point for new players to intercept Minmus. And I haven't had too much experience with encountering Minmus. There we go. We'll wait 10 days in orbit, and then we can have an encounter. Which will be lovely. Yeah, very good. And then we'll probably do... we'll add a second node on our way there to tweak the orbit a little bit. But for now, we're just aiming for an encounter. That's fine. So we're going to go into Kerbal Alarm Clock. I have set an alarm for the Duna transfer window. We will set an alarm for maneuver node. Give me 5 minutes margin. There we go. That should automatically remind me. But anyway, I think this is a good place to end the episode. Next time, we'll land on Minmus with plenty of fuel to spare. We'll get back home with plenty of fuel to spare. Everything's gonna go great for once. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, then please do leave a like down below. Leave a comment if you have anything to say, and if you want to see more, why not subscribe? Anyway, until next time, have a good one, folks.